Good morning. I would like to welcome family, friends, faculty, administrators, and board members to the Sly County High School 2019 graduation ceremony. It is an honor to stand here and graduate with such a fine class of students in front of those we hold closest. This class overflows with achievers at every level, from a state championship in weightlifting to region championships in both baseball and track. Shout out Coach Burgess and Coach Skip. To playoff runs in basketball and football, along with great performances by our marching Wildcats on Friday nights. To a competitive literary team. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the incredible work completed in both high school and college classrooms. Our class fully exemplifies the SC motto, excellence in all we do. I'm incredibly proud to graduate with this class, and even more proud to be a Wildcat. Thank you. Go Cats.
Class of 2019, we gather to honor you, to reflect upon your accomplishments, to share memories of your educational and athletic journeys, and to remember the unique contributions of so many others along the way. You are a diverse group. The interests and experiences you have shaped your first 17 to 18 years are like no other. Generation Z is more prepared. Goldman Sachs says that you're more efficient shoppers, more health conscious, and you should expect to change careers some 6 to 8 times in your lifetime. I also find it appropriate to mention to you parents, more millennials are choosing to live at home with mom and dad longer. The truth is, the situations presented and the opportunities afforded you as young adults are starkly different than just 5 years ago. While I can't slow things down, I can share 2 things that I think have not changed and do not need to. The first, honesty. In every situation, both good and bad, be honest with those around you and yourself. This should never be done with harsh rhetoric or insults in the name of being truthful. Honesty is best used in owning the situation. Integrity is all about assuming responsibility. As George Washington put it, it is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. Everything will not go as planned, and how you handle the difficulties defines you. It's kind of like my granddaddy always said, every deal is not going to go in your favor. Be man enough to own your part when it doesn't. Despite your increased access to instant information and the ability to propel a simple act into a viral sensation, I think another point that is vital is to demonstrate humility. While someone may grab attention for an insulting t-shirt at a ball game or a rant on social media, choose the higher road. Humility is not about being passive or less bold. It's about putting others' needs before your own. I challenge each of you to handle the difficult decisions with respect and good morals. Base your actions on purpose and not self-interest. Always conduct yourself with a constant regard for others. The inventor of Marvel Comics, Stan Lee, put it this way: a definition of a hero is someone who is concerned about other people's well-being and will go out of his way to help them, even if there is no reward. As you sit in this graduation ceremony, you're in a unique setting. No other time in your life will you be paired alongside people that you spent 4, 8, 12, or 13 years. You shared elementary playground with people that were 2 rows back. The person 3 seats over got their braces in the same month in 4th grade. You've been at dances, enjoyed joking on each other's driving skills, and you even remember when classmates have had to face tragedy. In reality, there should be a closeness among you for all the time you spent together. Graduation is the sad end to some of that closeness. In the coming months, many of you may be miles away from Ellaville, Georgia, but the bond you've created over these years will remain. The mark on Sly County High School has forever been etched. Remember who and what got you to this point. Cherish what you've learned and who you've become. You now have this privilege of showcasing the unique you to the rest of the world. We are very proud of you. In closing, I would offer one final word. Graduation speeches often talk about journeys and quests and beginning adventures. It will serve you well to remember that happiness comes from within, wherever your travels take you. To quote Aretha Franklin, sometimes what you're looking for is already there. Students, share what is inside of you wherever you go, and the world will be better for it. Congratulations, the class of 2019.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. I am Madison Sellers, and I am Sly County Salutatorian for the class of 2019. For those of you whipping out your phone to Google what is a salutatorian, allow me to elaborate. I came in second place, or as some would say, the first loser. First off, I would like to thank those in attendance, family, friends, teachers, alumni, Board of Education members, family that drove all the way from Michigan to keep a promise, family of friends, friends of family, friends of friends, and strangers with nothing better to do on a Saturday morning. I hope that included everyone. Thank you all for coming. I know that setting another 6 a.m. alarm, getting dressed in Jedi robes, and hearing yet another speech about how we're all going to change the world, and receiving another piece of paper is exactly of how we all dreamed of spending the weekend. But, you know, graduation is about so much more than just a piece of paper with some ink. Graduation is about shedding the protective yet restrictive shell of childhood to venture out into the world as a confident, prepared adult. And if you're like me, then you're still waiting for that adult to emerge. But worry not, because in the words of Shane Koziak, if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a bare mirror. Look a little closer, stare a little longer, because there's something inside of you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. So for any student that is present and hasn't tuned me out yet, my only advice for you is that no matter what life throws at you, you are not broken. The human spirit can never be broken. It may get a few cracks every now and then, but even the most valuable diamond has a crack or two. Today, I encourage you graduates to go beyond these 4 years and do bigger and better things. Never settle for having your best behind you. And while we may remember our high school days fondly, well, most of those days, let them be the foundation of our success instead of our only accomplishment. Now, before my Yankee family has a heat stroke, I want to close by saying, I love you guys. Well, most of you. And I hope that we can be there for each other as we continue forward in this tricky journey called life. So remember, as we stand here in our indistinguishable Jedi cloaks and identical hats in preparation for the ceremonial crossing over, that this is not the end, only the beginning of great things to come. Godspeed, class of 2019.
Good morning, everyone. Well, let me start by saying what everyone has to say when giving a graduation speech. We made it. Anyway, now that's out of the way, let me get on to what I really want to talk about today. And what I really want to talk about today is life. Class of 2019, I'm not sure if you realize this yet, but the life we once knew is over. It's done. It's gone forever. You'll never get it back. That chapter in our lives has ended. However, the end of one chapter is also the beginning of another. This new chapter is where we start our future lives as adults. We will have the ability to make our own choices, do what we want, when we want, and are able to create the path that we will follow for the rest of our lives. We are losing the safety net we once had when we were children, where we didn't have any responsibilities or obligations or cares about anything except making good grades and if mom and dad were going to let us spend the night at a friend's house. Now, we are being cast into real life. And real life is scary. It's hard. It will beat you to the ground and keep you there if you let it. But you can't let life do that to you. You have to get back up and keep pushing and pushing and pushing and fighting and fighting and fighting until you overcome all the obstacles life has to throw at you. Class of 2019, I know you will overcome all these obstacles life has to throw. The reason I know this is because of all these teachers, coaches, faculty, and staff members, because of this community, because of this family we have become a part of at Sly County that has instilled within us the drive, the desire, the passion to achieve greatness in life. As Coach Alford always says, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Class of 2019, I'm not going to say I see doctors and lawyers and such when I look amongst you. The reason I say this is because I do not believe you do not have the potential to be doctors and lawyers and such, but it's because it's not up to me to decide what you will and will not do with your life. Instead, that choice is up to you and only you. Now, I know I was supposed to give some big fancy speech today, but today isn't about big fancy speeches or receiving a diploma or the cool hats they let us wear. No. Today is a celebration of family. Class of 2019, we have become a family. It might be a short walk from where you're sitting to the podium, but it has taken you thousands and thousands of steps. And in each one of those steps are memories that we have made with this family. Memories like when we were in elementary school throwing paper airplanes across the room. Memories of like when some of us hot glued coins to the floors in the hallways, and others were late because they were trying to pick up those coins. I was one of those. We have truly been through it all together, through thick and thin, ever since we were little kids in the playground in preschool to this moment right now. But now, at the end of this summer break, this family will not be getting back together. We won't be telling each other on the first day about what we did, what we saw, and who we met over summer break. Instead, we will be living out our destiny. Unfortunately, there is a possibility that some of you might not see me or each other again for a very long time. However, even though we might not see each other that much anymore, that doesn't change the fact that we are still family. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 through 3, it states, "There is a time and a place for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal. And now it is time for us to go down our separate roads in life. But always remember, no matter the time or the distance that is put between us, the strength of the bonds and the friendships we have made here will never fade. It's like everyone always says, once a wildcat, always a wildcat." Thank you.
As principal of Sly County High School, I hereby certify that all candidates seated before us have met all state and local requirements for graduation and are now eligible to receive a high school diploma. In order that each name might be clearly heard and each student receives the proper respect due, we respectfully request that all round of applause be the accepted decorum as the audience's response as each student receives his or her diploma. Candidates, please come forward to receive your diploma.
Gage Allen Hart with honors. Madison Katie Sellers with honors. Noah William Hammonds with honors. Laura Lee McMichael with honors. Dana Carol Crawford with honors. Mary Emily Campbell with honors. Skylar Cheyenne Anthony with honors. Ethan Cole Shuffleberger with honors. Faith Christian Brown with honors. Savannah Lee Varnum with honors. Jillian Ray Westbury with honors. Alyssa Mackenzie Thompson with honors. Alexis Sinclair Wilson with honors. Cynthia Janine Castaneda with honors. Akivia Jamaica DeAngelique Thornton with honors. Joseph Thad Clark with honors. Carson Michelle Morris with honors. Marissa Doan Register with honors. Joshua David Smith with honors. Jesse Lynn Westbury with honors. Sydney Shea Smith with honors. Candace Brooks Wiggins with honors. Jeremy Austin Battle with honors. Avery Roberta Clements with honors. Lindsay Catherine Long with honors. Sarah Catherine Green with honors. Kelly Leanne Reese with honors. William Lewis Green Williams with honors. Michael Eugene Wainwright with honors. Madison Adriana Tobin with honors. Sylvia Carolyn Gary with honors. Robert Dylan Wall with honors. Dakota Jet Albritton. Dallas Chad Avery. Christian Cole Bailey. Lauren Thomas Barano. Brian Wayne Barnhill Jr. Hannah Lee Beeman. Madison Taylor Bennett. Caden Christopher Brown. Morgan Blake Churchwell. Jamiron LaQuincy Clayton. Casey Marie Cooper. Lily Mackenzie Corbin. Hannah Catherine Dew. Ashley Brooke Estes. James Landon Farrell. Dalen Thomas Charles Fleetner. London Richard Fleetner. Jackson Chandler Fulks. Ashton Lee Gooden. Madison Grace Hall. Mavis Faith Harbuck. William Higdon Hardin. Dakota Austin Harnage. Sydney Spring Harp. Logan Howard Johnson. Nicholas Bradley Johnson. Ryan Leon Joyner. Taylor Logan Kirksey. Sierra Morgan Mast. Chandler Blake McAllister. Riley Danielle McElrath. Brandon Clay McLemore. Amaya Nashay Moore. Rachel K. Mullis. Dartavius Kennard Napper. Teresa Lisette Nunez. Abigail Grace Phillips. Joseph Cade Powell. Richard Manuel Quiros. Daniel Blake Reese. Allie Elizabeth Rigsby. John Thomas Robinson. Dekevius Trayvon Sampson. Jonathan Lucas Sellers. Ajayla Sierra Sims. Jonathan Kyle Smith. Sarah Nicole Smith. Jordan Keyshawn Taylor. Christian Chaz Toms. Richard Heath Vaughn. Luis Antoine Williams. Jakim Keon Williamson. Michael Jonathan Wilson. Dylan Grant Wyndham.
All rise.
Good morning. Okay, on behalf of the senior class, I would like to again thank our board members, administration, faculty and staff, coaches, parents, and Quizlet for doing everything possible to ensure our success. Some of our successes include winning a sub-region championship, advancing to state playoffs twice, and making school history by advancing to the Elite Eight in football. Advancing to state all 4 years in competitive cheer and making school history by placing in the top 4. In baseball, we have 4 region championships, 1 state runner-up, and 1 state championship. And in softball, we have advanced to the state playoffs twice and won a region championship. Our boys track team has 3 region championships and our girls track team has 1. Our boys basketball team has advanced to state playoffs twice and our golf team has been state runners-up twice. We have received excellent and superior ratings at band competitions, won 3 area championships in literary, and 2 area championships and 1 state championship in 1 act. While juggling high school and college work, extracurricular activities, jobs, and a social life, we were still able to name 40% of the graduating class as honor graduates. As a class, we have grown together. We have taught each other love, trust, and the value of relationships. We have created families with one another, and they have brought us memories that we will never forget. And whether we go to a different state, 45 minutes away, 20 minutes down the road, or 3 hours away, one thing will never change. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. With that being said, class of 2019, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Congrats, guys, we made it.
Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in, let your clarity these twists and turns of fate, time falls away. But these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to. We'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. All loves are made in these small hours.
Class of 2019, you are dismissed.